Welcome to Talks with Tash, Episode 2, where we feel, heal, and release. Grab a beer, a glass of wine, a cup of tea, or a hot chocolate, or whatever beverage you want to drink, and roll up a blunt or two, and let's cheers to my birthday. That's right, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And happy birthday to me. For this birthday, I'm launching my podcast, for one. So it's a very special birthday. I'm very grateful for having like a second chance at my life. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017 and went through treatment and had a difficult time. But through that difficult time, I knew there was something for me after all of it. Was I expecting it to happen right away? Of course I was. I was expecting after the treatment, I'd be great and I'd be up to everything and I'd be back to my old self. No, that's not what happened. It took years to actually rebuild myself. It actually took, Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, beautiful souls, wherever you are in the world listening. Welcome to Talks with Tash, Episode 2, where we feel, heal, and release. Grab a beer, a glass of wine, a cup of tea, or a hot chocolate, or whatever beverage you want to drink, and roll up a blunt or two, and let's cheers to my birthday. That's right, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And happy birthday to me. For this birthday, I'm launching my podcast, for one. So it's a very special birthday. I'm very grateful for having like a second chance at my life. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017 and went through treatment and had a difficult time. But through that difficult time, I knew there was something for me after all of it. Was I expecting it to happen right away? Of course I was. I was expecting after the treatment, I'd be great and I'd be up to everything and I'd be back to my old self. No, that's not what happened. It took years to actually rebuild myself. It actually took years for me to rebuild my strength. And I still had birthdays during the time. And my family was great. My friends were great with it. But for myself, I knew I wasn't me. So this birthday, I did something totally different. Me having this podcast is to reach out to Generation Y and beginning of Z. Before I dive into my episode, let me tell you my setup and how calming and beautiful and so welcoming. So I'm drinking this, it says coca tea. It tastes amazing and it's got Puerto Rican rum in it. And it's so good. I'll have to give you guys the link if I find out who made it. But I'll give you the proper website. And that way you guys can purchase. Apparently she's in Ajax. Oh, and by the way, this is not paid for by anybody. I'm just enjoying this drink that was supplied by Humble Productions. A beautiful setup here too. So this is where I do my episodes, and everything's just set up so nicely. And I have my crystals. Yes, I love my crystals. It's something I began when I was going through my treatment, and it's something I'm continuing, and I love it. So for those of you that know about crystals, you will understand. And then we have like a beautiful birds of paradise plant. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not real, but she's going to get a real one very soon, which is good and in all good timing. So I hope you guys have all your drinks and your, I don't have any weed because I'm not allowed to smoke inside, but you guys can smoke for me. All right. Now, so it's my birthday, and this birthday, I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for all that I have, all that I'm going to have. I'm grateful for the people that are in my life. I'm grateful for my family and my friends. What I'm most grateful for is being able to do a podcast, which I never thought I would do. That's why I launched my podcast on my birthday. This birthday is different from the other ones. Not because because of COVID. This birthday, or even this year, I discovered how much strength I have. I discovered how much belief I have in myself. When I was sick, I would sit there and I'd say, okay, I know there's something out there and I'm supposed to do something and I'm supposed to help people. After going through with my crystals and meeting like-minded people that understood the journey that I was on and being able to support me with it and make me understand what was happening. The strength for me is that I could actually do a lot more things than I did, just even physically, even mentally, even more the mental part, because I wasn't believing in myself and I wanted other people to believe in me. But I've realized that if you're not doing it for yourself, nobody else will. And it doesn't matter how much people can tell you, yeah, they're there for you and they'll do this and they'll do that. It's not, you can't expect what you would do other people to do. So in order for you to get ahead in anything that you do, you got to believe in yourself. And before I even started contacting anybody to do this podcast, I had spoken to somebody and I'd mentioned it to them. And they said to me, Tash, all you got to do is believe in yourself. And that's when I decided, yep, I'm doing this. It doesn't matter who likes it. It doesn't matter who doesn't like it. What matters is I took this step. I took this leap, because this is a huge leap for me. And I'm doing this. And I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it to prove anything. I'm doing this for me. When you're down and out, you realize a lot of things. And you realize a lot of things about yourself. And that's where you have to go and find yourself deep within. Because nobody else is going to know you except for you. Nobody else is going to know what you feel except for you. Everybody can turn and say, oh, I know how you feel. No, they don't. So taking time for yourself is another way of believing in yourself. And that's what I've been doing. Taking the time for myself and looking into myself. What do I want to do? What do I want to buy? Where do I want to go? And just being grateful to be able to do those things and just appreciate the little things. So like I said, for this birthday, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to actually have this opportunity to do this. And I'm grateful for the people that are supporting me on it. And I'm grateful for the people that I'm working with. And I'm grateful for those people that I'm working with for teaching me things that I have no clue about. But I only realize that, like I said, when I'm looking within. And it's at those times when I'm looking within, I realize how much I already have and how much more I can have and how much more I will have. It's not going to happen today, and it's not going to happen tomorrow. It always takes time. You have to have patience, and that's one thing I definitely don't have, but I'm working on it, and I have been working on it. But it always works out in the end. And then when you do take that leap of faith or you take that step, oh my God, it feels amazing. It's almost like you've accomplished something. And that's how I feel. I've accomplished something in my life. I've accomplished a lot of things, but this is something different. This is going out into the entire world. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the comments and the interaction that we can have. And I'm looking forward to the good vibes that we'll have. All right, so that's the end of it for me. So don't forget, every Thursday at midnight, check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and YouTube.